Your brain treats unfinished tasks like open browser tabs on your computer. The Zeigarnik effect, a well-documented psychological phenomenon, refers to how your brain prioritizes incomplete tasks over completed ones. These open loops consume working memory, occupying mental real estate with unresolved problems, pending decisions, and unfinished work. The cost? Constant cognitive drain. Your prefrontal cortex and striatum work overtime maintaining these loops, burning metabolic energy just to keep reminding you what you've left undone. If your brain was a dog, an open loop would be a squirrel. Hey there, it's me, Core, and you're listening to Exercising Self-Control from Fitness to Flourishing. Understanding why open loops exhaust you is important. Your prefrontal cortex handles executive function, planning, decision-making, focus. Your striatum manages habit formation and motivation. When open loops activate, these brain regions enter a repetitive cycle. Remember this. Get back on task. Remember this again. This constant switching creates task-specific neural tension that persists even when you try to ignore the loop. The metabolic cost is real. Each mental switch burns glucose and depletes your cognitive resources faster than sustained focus would. This is why you feel mentally exhausted after a day of interruptions. Your brain has been running an energy-intensive background process all day. Here are 5 costs of distraction: mental exhaustion and fragmented attention. Open loops force your brain to constantly switch between tasks. Instead of deep focus, you experience fragmented attention that leads to procrastination and slower task completion. Decision fatigue. The more loops spinning in your mind, the fuzzier your decisions become. Quality suffers when your cognitive resources are divided. Emotional and physical health impacts. Unresolved tasks trigger anxiety, irritability, guilt, and shame. Chronic stress from open loops links to depression and even cardiovascular issues through autonomic nervous system dysfunction, chronic inflammation, and hormonal imbalances. Reduced memory capacity. Your working memory shrinks when it's busy maintaining open loops. The brain gets hijacked by background reminders, leaving less capacity for actual work. Here are some practical strategies to close open loops. First, immediate actions. Apply the 2-minute rule. If a task takes 2 minutes or less, do it now. Eliminate it as an open loop immediately. Capture everything. Can't act immediately? Write it down on paper or in an app. This signals your brain, I don't need to remember this. Your working memory stays free. You only need to remember to check your list. Break large tasks into steps. Take your big goals and chunk them down into smaller, actionable tasks you can tackle immediately. Second, planning and structure. Limit your focus. Designate only 2 to 3 tasks daily. This prevents your brain from spinning too many plates simultaneously. Create a shutdown ritual. Spend 10 to 20 minutes at day's end reviewing what you accomplished and planning tomorrow. This psychological closure lets you truly relax. No more open loops demanding attention. Third, some physical and mental practices. Exercise daily. Physical activity boosts blood flow, disrupts recurring thought loops, and sharpens focus. Prioritize sleep and rest. Aim for 7 to 9 hours nightly. Complement this with non-sleep, deep rest practices like Yoga Nidra, which promotes neuroplasticity and mental recovery. Practice mindfulness. Bringing attention to the present moment interrupts negative thought loops, and strengthens focus. Most people fail at closing loops because they underestimate the power of small commitments. You might think, I'll just remember this small task for later. The thing is that, in quotes, later runs indefinitely in the background until it's closed one way or another. That it's a small task doesn't take away its cognitive load. Another trap, overcommitting. You designate 5 or 6 key tasks daily instead of 2 or 3. Your brain still can't handle the load, and you're back to fragmented attention. Finally, people often skip the shutdown ritual, treating it as optional. It's not. This 10 to 20 minute practice is where the magic happens. It's the difference between carrying yesterday's stress into tomorrow versus starting fresh. When you deliberately close a loop, several things shift. Working memory frees up, functioning more powerfully. Research shows up to 30% performance improvement. Attention residue disappears, eliminating the mental drag of unfinished business. Dopamine releases with each micro win, reducing stress and cortisol levels. Your nervous system shifts from sympathetic threat mode to parasympathetic calm mode. Open loops are natural. They're a feature of your brain trying to keep you on track. But that feature backfires when you have too many loops spinning. By capturing tasks, limiting your daily focus, and closing loops deliberately through planning and shutdown rituals, you reclaim your working memory and mental energy. The result isn't just an increase in productivity. It's genuine calm. It's a nervous system that knows the day is complete. Tasks are captured, and tomorrow is planned. That's when real focus becomes possible. That's it for today. Catch you next time.